Hello guys, today we are canning up some grape jam. And it's actually something that I have never canned before, so I am really excited to try it. I am not using Concord grapes. Grapes at my Kroger, no, grapes at my Myers were 88 cents a pound, and so I bought red ones and black ones. So today we are going to be using black ones, and we're going to make some delicious jam. So, to start off, I have my Dutch oven. You need a heavy bottom pan. And then I have 8 cups, amounted 8 cups of black grapes. And they are seedless. So you throw them in. And then just gonna take a potato masher and start mashing them up just a little bit to get the juices going. We don't have any other liquid in here yet, and I have it on medium heat. And while this is cooking, I have my jars sterilizing, and I put a couple spoons in the freezer. You'll want that to test the gelness of it. Now, I'm going to try to not use pectin. And hopefully I don't have to, because I'd rather keep it as pure as possible, and I just don't want to use store-bought pectin if I don't have to. So that is the plan. I'm going to let these go, and I will bring you back. Before I turn off the camera, when you're doing jams, jellies, syrups, and such, you may want to do a lot, but you don't want to put more than one batch in a pot at a time. So if you want to make a double batch, then have 2 pots. Because, and I've made the mistake before, if you put more than one batch worth of stuff, it's not going to cook right, it's not going to set up right, and you're going to have problems. The first time I made strawberry jam, it turned into 16 pints of strawberry syrup, because I threw a ton. I put probably 3 batches worth in one big pot, and it didn't turn out no matter what I did. So, just so you know, if you want to make a big batch, make sure you're putting it in multiple pots instead of all in one pot. So, there's my wisdom for the day, and I will bring you back whenever we are to our next step. I have some tiny chunks, but for the most part, it's pureed. Now, and yes, if you see my nails, they're not dirty. They're stained. It's grape juice. And I wanted to show you, I'm going off of that recipe, and it's in this ball blue book. So, our next step is to add the sugar. So we've already put it in our large saucepan. That's already done. And so now we're going to add our sugar, and we're using 6 cups. And we're going to bring this up to a boil and let it go until the sugar dissolves. So get all of my sugar in there. And make sure. Yep, bring mixture slowly to a boil, stirring until sugar dissolves, and then increase heat to medium-high. Cook rapidly, and stir to prevent sticking. So, right now we're still on medium heat. So right now I'm just combining everything, and it is already such a beautiful color. I am so excited to see how this turns out. One thing I am changing, which it's not going to affect this being preserved, these grapes were a little sweet, and so I'm going to add some lemon juice to it, just a little bit, like a couple tablespoons, just to kind of counteract the sugar that we put in, because I didn't really want to change up the sugar too much, because I want to make sure it gels. So, isn't that beautiful? Ooh, I am so excited. Okay, so we're going to let that come up to a boil, and then we'll increase our heat. And You can put in a little pat of butter and that'll fix that right up, or you can skim it off at the end. It is really up to you. And now all we're doing is we're just going to watch it. I'm going to go ahead and add in some lemon juice. We're just going to watch it. Once it gets up to that rapid boil, we're going to continue stirring. And then we're going to use our spoons that are in the freezer to check the gelling. That's what we put them in for. And this says it'll make 3 pints or 6 half pints. I didn't have a lot of half pints, so I'm just putting it in pints because I'm probably going to sell some of it. I just wanted to see exactly how much it would make. And our jars have gone for 10 minutes, so they're good and ready. I'm just keeping them on because I want to keep my water hot because it takes a while to heat that up. So I'll bring you back when we're a little further. Alrighty, so our jam is ready. And just to show you, see how it almost instantly gelled up? That is what you're wanting. And it doesn't even want to come off the spoon. That is perfect. And it's good. Okay, so I'll go ahead and turn that back on. I have my rings. They've been heating up. You don't want to boil them, but you want to make sure it's hot water so that the seal is softened on it. Get one of your jars out, freshly sterilized, and we'll go, whew, hot, hot. We'll go ahead and ladle this in. See, make sure you can see it good. Oh yes, that is perfect. It has real thick, just tiny little chunks, which is exactly how I like it. You want a 1/4 inch of headspace, and that's pretty universal for jams and jellies. So let me get another one out, so I have some of that. Okay. And then how you can test it is this here, the little grooves, and mine even says 1 inch, 3/4, half, and 1/4. So you want to set it on the edge of your jar like that, and once it touches this notch, then you're at 1/4 inch of headspace. So we needed a little more, and check it, a little more. And perfect. So take your vinegar, make sure you're inspecting and wiping the rim of your jar. You don't want anything that could compromise your seal. And then grab a lid, hot, 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 and a ring, fingertip tight. And then this is going to go in my canner to rest. I have really hard water. Really hard water. I always put vinegar in my canner whenever I do my jars because otherwise it is ridiculous how foggy my jars become. But show you how dark and beautiful that is. It almost looks like my blueberry. Set that back in there. Get our next one. And I'm just going to keep doing this until we have them all in there. This is going to water bath can for 15 minutes according to the recipe that I'm going off of for half pints and pints. Now, to water bath can, you just want it to be a rolling boil, and that's when you start your time. Don't start your time until it is a rolling boil. Put your lid on, let it go for the time that it needs, and then turn the heat off, take the lid off, and let them sit in the canner for an additional 5 minutes, and then you can take them out. But you don't want to shock your jars. So I will continue doing this, and I will bring you back for our finished product. Alrighty guys, so this is processed for the 15 minutes, and then I turned off the heat and let it sit for 5 minutes. And I forgot to mention before, but you want to make sure that you have 1 to 2 inches of water above your jars whenever you're water bath canning. So let's take these bad boys out, and they look perfect. I am so excited to have these on my shelf, and I will definitely be making more because I have the red grapes that I'm going to do this with, and then I'm going to go back and get more from Meijer's because 88 cents a pound, you can't beat that unless you grow your own. So let me, ooh, pretty. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it inspires you guys to maybe preserve some this year. There's tons of different things that you can do. And I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.